Good evening and welcome to the legendary Gold Coast Hotel and Casino and National Finals Tonight. Brought to you in part by Jack Daniels, Coors, Pendleton Whiskey, Boot Barn, Cooper Tires, Ram Rodeo, Justin Boots, the American Paint Horse Association, Preefert, Classic Leather Designs, Crucian Rum, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, J.W. Brooks Hats, Wrangler, Montana Silversmiths, Seagram's Gin, and Boyd Gaming. National Finals tonight with 8-time world champion bull rider Donnie Gay, 8-time world champion cowboy Joe Beaver, and the men and women of the NFR. Sit back, relax, and enjoy National Finals tonight. And now, here's your host, award-winning television personality, Mr. Dan Miller.
Hey! Wow, what a good... How are you, young man? Boy, it's good to see you back. It's great to see you here tonight on that night number 10 of National Finals tonight. Did you have a good day today, everybody? We are catching our breath because as I walked out here, we have such great guests coming out for you, but they're not here yet, so I never know what's going to happen as we get started here this evening. But I do know who is back there, and it's our co-host this evening, the stars of our show. So let's get them out here. We've got a lot to do tonight. First gentleman, no stranger. I've worked with him for 26 years on television, and one of the best things of my life. 8-time world champion bull rider Donnie Gay is in the house.
All right. It's finally Saturday night.
It's Saturday night, my gosh, and Donnie Gay is in rare form. You got to start going to bed at night. You know, you're not as young as you used to be.
You know, I found that out.
He'll call me up and just say, oh, my gosh. Oh, what time did you get to bed? 3:30 last night. Do you want to tell him what time you went to bed last night?
No.
All right. Let's start off with a little good news.
It wasn't last night.
No, what time you went to sleep today? Let's start with a little good news because everybody's so worried about Shane Proctor, as they should be, but we have good news to tell them.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is he broke the crap out of his arm.
But that's what it is. It's his arm. And
yeah,
we were,
I mean, the bull stepped on the back of his shoulder, and now this is not a medical report. It's just the scuttlebutt coming out of the room because, like most everybody, we thought maybe he, had a back, injury and all of that. And that stuff is life-threatening, career-ending. This just broke arm.
Yeah,
no big deal.
I just got a text from Dusty, Donnie, and he was there with him and said it's broke. So, and we do have some video of it, and we'll be glad to show you that now that we know what happened on that. Let's bring out the other star of our show. I'm so glad I know this guy. He is just a quality guy, an 8-time world champion as well, but that doesn't begin to cover Mr. Joe Beaver. Would you welcome him here this evening? Joe.
Hello.
Now,
and it was just a broke arm. It's just a broke arm.
Just a broken arm.
Yeah, the number 1 guy and the number 2 guy, they got a broke arm, broke foot, but it's bull riding.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's not tiddlywinks. It's bull riding.
Did y'all enjoy the NFR this year, the experience?
Unbelievable.
As much as we did. Great rodeo this year. And our partners for the television, GAC, and the Seminole Tribe of Florida brought it to us, and I thought the telecast absolutely came off as good. It was so much easier working this year.
More time. They gave everybody more time.
Right, we didn't get to have to hold up because of a hockey game.
No, it was good. Yeah. It wasn't. Ladies billiards
point.
Didn't take us over or nothing.
That is both of those. Yep, those are good things. Let me tell you quickly, we are going out on the World Wide Web, and if you want to call somebody at home and tell them to watch. High-tech rednecks is what we are. It's boydgaming.com/NFT. The nice thing also at that website, at that address, you can go on and watch all of the 10 shows that we have done here at National Finals tonight. This is our show number 50, you guys. 50 installments.
50.
Yep, of National Finals tonight.
All right.
50 tonight. Also, and we already have questions coming in, but if you have a question you would like to ask anybody on our stage here this evening, here's the phone number to do that. I'll give it to you two ways here. 702-LUCK-NFT or for
702-582. That way you ain't got to look like L is 5. No, it's 582-5638. 702-582-5638.
That's if you're spelling impaired, like some folks we know. Well, we've seen your texts and your spelling,
Texting
Donnie, so
impaired for sure.
Yeah. In case you were not out there tonight, gosh, it was an exciting round, this round number 10. And if you didn't have a chance to watch Donnie and Joe do it live on GAC, we have, we've got a lot of video, a lot of guests this evening. So, guys, round 10 is in the book. The champions are named. But let's take a look at the winners from round number 10. Donnie?
Okay, well, let's start with the bareback riding, just like the rodeo. Casey Field. I mean, this horse is really jumping and kicking. These are great bucking horses, as it has been all week long, but the guy is riding. He holds every record in bareback riding that you could hold. He's more points on 10 head of horses.
New record?
Yeah, I mean, $180,000 in 10 days in the bareback riding event alone. Got him a new truck to drive, and so he's pretty happy, and so is she. You know, that's, there's old Dad saying the thing. He said, I can do it just that good.
He was that good. Steer wrestling, Mickey G, 99 world champion. Finally gets it turned around the last 2 go-arounds. Okay, he's got a knee problem. He's had trouble all week. You forget about all that when you get 18,000. Now watch here. Here's the difference. He finally got a good start. See the barrier? Pulls right at the horse's chest. Now you give Mickey G a good catch on the head like this. Watch how he takes her head away from him. See, before his feet hits the ground, he's already bringing the nose around, hooks up, 3-6. We were talking about debating on whether he's going to keep going or not. That'll change your mind.
That'll hump you up right there. Yeah. Winning cures everything.
Trevor Knowles on Jesse. They won about $240,000 on that horse this week. 2 guys rode him. Here's the difference. I've said it every night. Look at him bobbing his head. He's running as fast as he possibly can into those yellow bucket chutes every night. Trevor Knowles splits the day money, 3-6. Lee Graves makes about $48,000 this week in mount money. How about that? He owns a horse. All right, the team roping, finally. Spencer Mitchell, Brock Creston. All right, they've been roping together since they was 11 years old. This week, they probably weren't getting along very good like they used to. Spencer, he's had trouble all week. He couldn't get it on him fast like he usually does tonight. At the barrier, he's throwing. Now watch Brock Creston. He's just waiting on the time to throw. The first legal hop he threw his rope. In other words, the steer had just turned to make it legal. That was a great run. Thought it would win the round. Guess what? Chad Masters, Jade Corgle, they come back. They make a patent run. Jade Corgle, now that's barely legal right there. That's a judgment call. He got the call. He should have. But you got to remember, the steer's got to be changed directions or in tow before the heeler throws his rope. Now let's watch the front end of the steer. Front end, oh, cameraman saved him. Right there, though, first legal shot he could take. He took it, 10th round. If you don't send that ship out empty, you won't see it come back full.
All right, saddle bronc riding in the Wright brothers. This is the other one, Jesse. He won almost all of the money, but you know what? Cody Wright, he's pretty good too. And these horses were firing on all cylinders. 8-ball, jumping and kicking, got a lot of drop. I mean, he sets his feet, and that's what the judges are looking for, right up front, every jump. Watch his feet whenever this horse kicks. Now, right here, boom, up over the shoulders. That's just kind of right up there now. Boom, his feet are set before he, look at the horse's front feet.
Every time.
Look at that. Spurring almost over his rein every time. That is mainlining one's what we call it. 87.5 points and a great saddle bronc ride for the go-round win.
All right, tie down rope, and here comes Cliff. Cliff is, I think he probably ropes more correct than anybody I see in the top 15. In other words, he never does anything wrong or wild. He just ropes that calf, holds his slack, waits, turns him around. When he gets there, he flanks him, strings him. Now right here, look, he gets in no hurry. Watch the front end. Pick him up. Now he feels contact. That calf feels contact. So when you lay him down, he doesn't kick, he doesn't strain. But right here, he could have threw a rat buoy on like a lot of them. No. 1, 2, buckle your shoe, get the day money, 7-4.
Yeah, and what I liked was that John Wayne stroll back to the horse.
He got that.
That looked good.
Hey, he is Roy's boy. All right, J.A. Melby, Minnesota right here. I think it's her third go-around win this week. Third go-around. She got 2 little kids, a boy and a girl. They rope, they ride, they run barrels. You know what? They told me the other day, we can't do what we need to do with these kids in Minnesota. They're moving to Marietta, Oklahoma to be closer to the rodeo action for their kids.
All right, world champion Wesley Silcox. He got him a new haircut. We call him Rick Bone, the Wild Thing. And he's been wanting to throw his hat all week long. Injections in his hip, in his low back, in his groin. And you know what? Now watch this. This is the 90-point hat throw. This is when you're in the 10th round, and you can't hardly raise your hand up over your head. I mean, but he just makes a great bull ride right here because you have it to do. And he's going, man, I know. I'm still Wesley Silcox, and I tell you, he shows everybody why. When he's on, nobody rides a bull any better than Wesley Silcox, and that was a 90.5 bull ride, and it was pretty weak.
You know what people don't understand?
Weak hat throw, and I did tell him about it.
People don't understand, though, when they go to run in that needle right here, right there in that hip, if they find that soft spot and they pull your leg, when they go to run it back here, those hurt. But let me tell y'all one thing. When they cock that leg out to the side and they go in right there with that long needle, that winch hurts like hell. And to win a go-around after, I mean, they've done it more than once this week.
They've done it every night since Sunday.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, it'll make you run out of the locker room with no clothes on, screaming, hollering, turning you out.
You know, J.W. Harris, he said, you know what? He said, let me tell you how much ice that he's put on his foot. You know, he broke 2 bones in his foot, you know,
but that's still down there. Yeah. That ain't right there.
No,
that one right there hurts.
You're right, but they give him an injection. I mean, I watched Tandy stick the needle in there. I mean, it looked like he stuck it all the way through his foot. You know, and JW, he's doing all he can do to keep from screaming. You know, sweat's coming off the side of his face, and I'm going, this is fun, isn't it? You know, and he said, no, he said, the worst part is, he said, look at my foot. And I said, yeah, it looks ugly. And he goes, yeah. He said, I said, it's really red on top. He said, I've had so much ice on it. This is true story. He's got frostbite on his foot. Yeah. But he said, the good news about that is, he said, the needle didn't hurt as much.
Well, that's the highlights from round number 10, but for a lot of guys, it was a very rough physical night. And so we've put together a rec reel for you, and it could have been about 20 minutes just by itself. But we've narrowed it down here. And Donnie, we're going to start it off with the bareback riding. This is some of the,
How many nights ago did he say the bareback riders are getting beat up worse than anybody, and you called it?
Well, you know, Matt Bright, he's been trying to ride, and this is one of Frontier Rodeo's. I mean, do I need to say anything? He don't even bounce when he hits the ground. Watch
He don't even know where he's at.
That's right.
I mean, that's a Frontier horse, and he jerks the snot out of him and hits right on his back and elbow. And
you could have told him he was in Mesquite right there, Texas. He wouldn't have known the difference.
And it wouldn't have made any difference. He still just barely could get up. But then we go to Tilden Hooper, another Texan, out the back, and wow. Watch this. Watch this.
Isn't that the guy with the net?
I couldn't believe it.
Isn't that the guy they wanted to fix the net?
Yeah. Watch this. Okay, blowout. But youth is a wonderful thing. Look at that.
Hey, I couldn't have done that when I was 20. Okay, Blake Knowles right here has had a long week. He's just trying to survive and get a check in the average, and what happens? He slips off the nose. Now, Donnie says it's best. It's hard to look cool when you got a steer blowing snot in your face and you're chasing down the arena on the wrong side at the national finals. That ain't fun. That ain't cool. That's just trying to survive. And then he gets a hold of him and he's going to just lay him down, and he gets a horn right there. Look at that.
Only guy that's on the wrong side of the road that didn't get a DUI in Las Vegas this week.
That's it.
Bull riding, Donnie. Steve
All right,
Woolsey.
Steve Woolsey, bucking machine. Yeah, that's why they named him. Okay, he's hung in the bull rope. He would have got those 40 yards. Watch our bullfighter come in here. I mean, Dusty tucked us down. Now watch this. Woolsey comes loose, and then Diefenbach, Bergeron right there. Dusty gets, I mean, they have been outstanding. Now watch this. Yeah, okay. You think you're going to come loose right here? That jerked all the wax out of his ears right then. Now watch this. And I mean, you're right back there in the smelly part. Underneath. Now you get stepped on. That's why his hand comes out of the rope. Dusty goes down. Now look at Bergeron. He's going, okay, let me get in between these two guys that have already fell down. Diefenbach's right there with him. Steps over Woolsey. I got the bull by the horns. Get Woolsey, Dusty. I mean, because Diefenbach, he's directing traffic out there while they're doing that.
This is Tyler Willis, Donnie.
Watch
Willis. The end of this ride here.
This is another one of our first timers. I believe he won second in the average, but you know what? You gotta pay to play in this business, and if you're gonna do that, it's a good thing you got a helmet on. But look what he does when he hangs in the rope. He stays on his feet. He doesn't try to pull away like, oh my God. He pulls back up there, gets his hand out of there. Now do the John Wayne. I'm good. I'm all right. Never touched me.
Chandler Bounds.
All right, Chandler Bounds. You know, just because you're the cutest guy in the building, you know, with curly hair, and you look like you're 12, and all the girls are screaming, that bull forgot to read the dossier. Whack! Oh yeah, take that, kid, and then come on back next year.
Now we've got to look at Shane Proctor, Donnie. We've got a couple of different looks at this, and now that we know he's...
I mean, you know, Shane Proctor and J.W. Harris had the two worst bulls to ride in the pen. He's down, Diefenbach gets hit, but Shane knows he's hurt, so he doesn't move. He says, okay, he knows that Marino's out there, but watch this. I mean, you talk about get whipped down. I mean, and the bull goes down because of the weight transfer. You know, he just kind of tripped him up. Okay, he's under. He can't stand up. That's what he's trying to. He's up right here, but now watch what happens. Feet get clipped. Diefenbach's trying to, because nothing the bullfighters can do right here. All the way around, cuts Diefenbach down right there, and then watch the bull, steps right on his left shoulder, see his arm? Okay, he had it up there, and the good news is, it could have been worse had he not.
Yeah, an arm's not supposed to be in that position with the body like it is.
No, and he
that ain't right.
That wasn't right at all, but you know, they'll pin it up, you know, 4 or 6 months, so he'll be good as new. And that's your free arm. You don't need to hold on with it.
The world champion as well. Give these guys a hand, will you, for doing that live for you. We've had a...
Thank you.
We have had a question come in already, and let's do this, and I've got some video, actually, Joe, that will correspond to this. It said, how did Scotty Cormos get hung up tonight in the tie-down?
Calf roping?
Hung up bad.
Wait,
bad.
Yeah,
Let
you
me
were probably
tell you,
in the bathroom.
I had this happen to me in Jackson, Missouri one night at a rodeo, and 3 bulldoggers took my horse down and cut me out of it. You don't get loose from this. Scotty Cormos ropes a calf, okay? Pulls his slack and starts to get off right here. When he does, watch where his slack goes. The next show you see it gets behind his right foot, okay? It's wrapped around the stirrup, and the calf's on one end and the horse is on the other, and it's not coming out. He's doing all he can to survive right there to stay on. If this horse ever turns and runs off with him, he's duck soup. Now, Ryan Jarrett right there, see him cut it? He was in the mouth of the box, but he had to wait until somebody called for help or said, come on, you know, Scott Cormos, he's winning 4th in the average. That's $25,000. He's trying to figure out how in the world can I get loose and go tie this calf down. But when he got so bad, he called him in. Here comes Ryan Jarrett, cuts a rope. When you get wrapped up, when you rope one and get it behind your right foot like that, there's no way to get off. Watch when he pulls the slack down and low. See how it's low right there? Well, he gets it behind that foot right there. He knows he's in a bind. If he turns loose, he's upside down. If he's upside down, that horse is gone. And right here, he seen him look back there and holler. He is, come on. Ryan Jarrett's already waiting. Cuts him loose. Cost him $25,000, but not 6 months with a tore up knee, ankle, or broke leg. So, you know, I'm going to tell you something, too. Kudos for him. He was sharp on his feet. If he lets
go of that saddle horn,
he's done. If he lets that horse go, y'all, I'm telling you, it would have been like trying to cut a bull rider out of a rope, because that horse would have been gone. And that half hitch doesn't come loose at all. Lucky he isn't hurt. Horse isn't hurt. But it's a shame it cost him probably about $35,000 tonight.
Okay. Justin, did you have another angle of that, a much closer look at that, Joe, that I think
there was another angle on
foot?
TV tonight. You could really, from the other side, it was good. You could see a lot. Okay, watch right there. Right there you can't see, but his right foot. Now look, see that coil? I mean, it's hung right there. There's no getting loose. It's wrapped around the stirrup, around his leg, and straight to the keeper by the horse's head. So it's pulling that horse back. Now, right there, he thinks he's going to get out, but it's wrapped around his knee. Now, that's when he hollered, I need some help, and Ryan Jarrett come to him. Watch right here. Look, right there. See, it's not like it's just behind it. He dropped the coil and run a coil through it. You don't get loose from that right there. If he ever lets go with his right hand or left hand and lets that horse go. Now, see Ryan jumping over the fence back there? Yep. He knows he's in a bind, but he had to wait till he was called in, come in and cut the rope. You know, it's the 10th round, people. I tell them every year when we go to figuring early, I said, don't figure before the 10th round, because just like we saw tonight in the bulldogging, there was 3 contenders for a gold buckle. They're winning first, second, third in the average. They hadn't made a mistake all week. They hadn't broke a barrier, hadn't missed a steer. 2 of them break the barrier, and one of them about lets the steer get away. All of a sudden, it's handed to him. In the tie-down roping, we had 3 guys. 3 guys had a chance, placing the go-around, win the average, placing the go-around, move up in the average, make Tough Cooper work for it. Everybody went too long, messed up. They handed it to him at the end.
Well, it's the same thing. You know, J.W. Harris had a shot in the bull riding. If he makes the whistle, makes a good ride. I mean, the bull he had was really crappy for the pin.
But if he rides him still.
But if he rides him, you know, that shifts the pressure back
Yep.
to Shane
right.
Proctor, you know, to have to make the whistle, because that's all he had to do is make the whistle if JW rides, you know, but it's like that 3-foot putt on the golf course.
It ain't made yet.
You know, if you make yours, then the hole gets smaller.
Yep. In the team roping, Patrick Smith and Trevor won $90,000 last year. You know, Patrick missed one steer. If Patrick catches tonight, they win the go-around, they win the average, and probably win the world championship. But guess what? That's why we play the game, because it wasn't over. Patrick laid it right down beside him.
I don't know that I've seen that. I just went, did he miss?
It's the 10th round out here. I'm telling you, it's Marilyn Monroe picture with the dress up around the head. Anything can happen in this 10th round, and if it can happen, it will.
Do you have that picture I can borrow?
Yeah, I got it, boy. I got it right underneath it. I got loser, and on the top I got winner.
Great. I want to tell you something. Joe has, and Donnie and I were talking about it last night when we were looking at something. It's incredible the insight that Joe and Donnie bring to this deal. And you just don't get that view and that look at any place else. And it's remarkable. We have a lot of guys here, and they're filtering in even as we speak. So let's get to these first. We're bringing out 3 young bull riders all at the same time, just for confidence. So Joe, come over here and sit by Donnie, and we're going to have them come out. We have Seth Glause. We have Tyler Willis. Where are those guys from? Wyoming. And then we have
Wait a minute. Who won the world in the team roping? Where's he from?
Yeah, Wyoming.
Getting that over with.
Come on out, Seth. Come on out here. And L.J. Jenkins as well. 3 young bull riders here.
Thank you.
How you doing? Thanks for coming. Thank you, L.J.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
All right. And I tell you, you know, they were just leaving the building, and not real easy for them to get here this quick. And they had some other opportunities tonight instead of being here, but I appreciate them coming. I'd ask them, and National Finals bull riding winner. First time he's here, L.J. Jenkins. One more round of applause. That is a huge accomplishment. Huge accomplishment.
And this, you know, when Seth, this is, you started out this rodeo. We had our Wyoming breakfast, and he won that first round, Donnie. And so I saw him, because last year, well, we don't even want to talk about last year at the National Finals, do we, Seth?
I don't really want to talk about the last 2 times I made it.
But he started out this rodeo with a bang, winning that first round, and then a big drought, and then tonight he covers again on this deal. And so these 3 guys here, we thought we would bring them out together and take a look at a little bit of their work, Donnie, throughout the week here. And I know that what a nice little guy, huh? Brought Joe up a chair.
He's just trying to get a discount at the school.
Wanted that blue shirt, now he's getting it paid for.
I just think Joe and Donnie should trade. I mean, that's more Donnie's size than Joe's size.
Yeah, hey, now I know how Donnie feels when he sits in the car. I got the same feel.
You know, never mind. I'm just going to take it, okay?
Seth, talk about this. This is your 3rd time to the NFR. Different feeling coming in this time?
You know, I just felt a lot more comfortable. Donnie even told me, he said, this is the most comfortable you've looked out of all times you've made it, and just trying to bear down and do good.
Tyler, this is your first time here, and both of these 2 on the end.
I must look like I need to sit.
Yeah.
Hey, I got your size chair now, Donnie.
I feel like I'm on a handicap commode.
It's bad. His heels don't even touch the guardrail.
Need a box for you, don't we?
Yeah.
I forgot what I was asking these guys. Yeah. Both these guys, all around Cowboys here on the end. Donnie, we've talked about that. Both of them saddle bronc riders as well. And Tyler, I think in high school you won not only the bull riding, but you won the saddle bronc as well.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't ride saddle broncs anymore, but.
Let me ask y'all something. Being on that topic, there is a deal called the all-around guy, you know, and there's no competition for Trevor Brazil at all. He's in there by himself. You think maybe we could turn that up a little bit and make him win a little bit, maybe?
Would you rather have 210 bullets or 70 bullets?
Shit, I want 600. What are you talking about?
You know, these guys, when you come to the NFR, and we brought Seth out here just because I knew he would make Tyler go ahead and come, because I've been in the locker room for 10 days, and I don't think I've heard, I think what you just said a while ago might have been one word more than I've heard the entire 10 days. I mean, I don't have any way to relate to that.
Maybe if you took a breath, they'd talk, Donnie. I don't know. You just... Let's start out and take a look at these guys at work. Let's start with Seth on the end. This is round number 1, and if you guys feel like talking about it, do, and if not, Donnie will. But this is round 1 with Seth. 17,000 here. Seth, what's happening?
I got lucky.
Do you agree?
No, you don't get lucky whenever you're riding bulls here at the NFR. You're not lucky when you get here, and that's the one thing that they have to keep reminding themselves whenever, after this first round, things start going south on you. But, you know, you just ride the bull. You're not thinking about anything. You're reacting. His feet come up. I mean, you don't think about putting them down. You just get on and do it, and that was just an outstanding ride to win that first go-round. All right, have we got Tyler coming up yet?
We can do Tyler right after. This is probably Seth tonight.
I'm getting lucky.
Seth again, this is
you're
round
riding a
1.
bunch. All right, that's the same bull. We can go to the next one? Or?
Let's move to Tyler here, guys, and let's do Tyler from an earlier round as well. Round 4.
This is harder to do than it looks, but Tyler, talk about this bull.
This is just a Burns bull that I've been on before, and he's really moving ahead on me there, and I just was kind of cutting loose the whole time to stay on him.
You know,
Kenny falling down again.
Yeah, Bergeron he's been underneath more of them than the bull riders this week. But Tyler, whenever you got whipped all the way out of there, you know, that first round, you made a great move to come back in, and you know, I'm sitting there going, that's really good, because you can't think and make that move. And you know, what'd you win on that bull? Do you remember?
I think second.
These guys have all made some pretty good money this week. And LJ, let's take a look at you. I believe this is from round number 8 here with you at the finals.
LJ talks just about as much as Tyler, but go right on. This guy, he's a pro.
This is the great White Magic. You know, a lot of guys don't like this bull. He's been around forever. He's been a great bull, and this was his retirement trip right there. And I told my family the night before that was the bull I wanted. I'd been on him once before, and I rode him. And to me, he feels good, and it's a bull that I'm glad to see he's going out on top still. You know, I went second in the round. Wish we could have won the round and got him a buckle on his retirement trip. But you know, it'll just be better things to come for him.
Yeah, excellent bull. I've seen that bull. You know, you may be the first guy that rode White Magic at the NFR, because I mean, that bull. We did a TV show on Fox News the other day, and after you had ridden him, and they brought him up, and he was in the background, and it was almost like he knew he was on TV. You know, and I mean, he's a cool bull, but I didn't realize just how big he is. I mean, this bull. You know what it reminds me of is Bodacious. I mean, just the way he's built, the muscles. I mean, this bull's got muscles in his ears, but you say he feels good. He's not really as strong as what I was imagining it to be.
Well, he's also 9 years old right now, too. I know whenever they first brought him out on tour, he kind of had the likes of Bodacious. I've seen him jerk down many guys over his head and, you know, think that was the rankest bull, you know, around. But, yeah, he is 9 years old, so I'm sure he's lost a little bit.
The other thing, I think you were the second guy to ride Voodoo Child as well. Isn't that right, LJ?
Yeah, I picked him about 4 or 5, maybe 6 times, and I finally conquered him. He was a bull that, you know, he's a great bull for a long time. And I knew I could get him rode. I just didn't know when, and I, you know, kept picking at him until I finally got everything right. And just when I thought I got it right and rode him, I picked him the next week, and he put me right back on my head. So I gave up on him.
You're not going to change your style for one, and I agree with you. You know, just keep going on.
What I want to do is quickly show their work from tonight. They all had good. Let's start with Seth down here. The reason why we got a great shot of your dad going nuts on this deal, your dad Tom. So talk about this tonight, Seth.
You know, this bull bucked me off in 10th round last year. I rode him at Dodge Circuit Finals to be 88, and you know, my dad he got a job down there working for the camera crew, And I told him, yeah, I'm going to ride him tonight again.
It's a great bull ride. I mean, I'm sitting there, I don't know what I have no idea what I was saying. I was hooping and hollering, get your elbow down, I mean, and everything is going, you're just moving your feet, but you're in time with that bull, but you knew what he was going to feel like just from me watching it.
I mean, he can jump out of it and go back left, and right there in the middle, he kind of set up and act like he might have, but he come back right, and I just, like I said, I just shuffled my feet and tried to keep my elbow down, and it ended up working out.
It's a great bull ride.
Let's take a look, Tyler, at your work here tonight. And the good thing you had on a helmet tonight. Let's take a look at this.
Talk, Tyler. This is a good bull ride going right here. Talk, Tyler.
Well, I was just so dang excited to hear
Now
the
talk.
whistle.
Tyler.
I didn't really care about getting off there, so I kind of got hung up for a second, but I'm all right. So.
Number one rule of bull riding, don't lead with your head.
Okay, now, whenever the whistle blows, you just relax just for a moment, but your head had come up. But did that hurt? I mean, it didn't leave a mark, but you had the helmet on, but did you feel that?
I heard the whistle, and I didn't feel a thing after that.
Well, what I liked is when you hung up, your reaction was, in my mind, perfect. You waited on that bull, you stood up, got next to him, got your hand out. I don't know, I don't know that I could have done the John Wayne, cool hand Luke step away and just walk off like he never touched me, but, outstanding work. And I say it all the time, it ain't over till it's over, and that's from the time you step over in the buck and shoot until you get back to the buck and shoots and he's not in your hip pocket.
Okay, LJ, we've got his ride tonight as well, Donnie, from round 10. LJ.
This bull's a clone of the Great Panhandle Slim. There's about 6 of these bulls, and they all look alike. And I've been on this bull twice this year already. And he's just as hard that first second as he is at 8 seconds to get him rode. He's always making you work. And luckily, it's worked out all 3 times. I was pretty happy to have him today.
Well, and especially with a lot of pressure, and I was just wondering if you felt it. It would kind of, I tried not to say much about who's in the lead in the average, who's rode how many bulls, and this, that, and the other, but you knew you were in the lead for the average, and you've ridden that bull twice, so don't make a mistake, but just because you've ridden him twice, that means nothing today. What were you feeling? I mean, were you, your demeanor to try to be the same on every one, how was that tonight?
Yeah, I've been in positions like this before, so I try not to let it get to my head. I'm just going out there and taking that bull one jump at a time, and I know if it don't work out, I should have rode one of the 3 that I was 7-8, 7-9 on earlier in the week. So I can't if I don't win the average, it's not because I fell off of that bull right there.
Well, you handled it really good. Now, he's been to the PBR finals how many times?
7.
Been there 7 times, was here, he's already been in Las Vegas, and that wasn't a great trip for you, but to come here and for the first time, I mean, you and Shane are the first 2 guys since Tough Hedeman to qualify for the PBR finals and the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, and was this all you thought it would be?
I'm going to have to go out on a limb here and tell everybody the Wrangler National Finals takes it. Just the atmosphere, the crowd, everything. I'd love to come back another 10 times.
Outstanding.
How about a round of applause for these fellas, I tell you.
Yeah,
that was
well
not
said.
rehearsed either,
No,
by the way.
Because I think in 06 you won a ton of the finals at the PBR finals, didn't you?
Yeah, he hadn't had to have a real job, my God, since he got out of school.
That's good. Before we let these guys go, I appreciate them coming off. You can see that Seth and Tyler, the state of Wyoming, and I'm just going to brag a second, has a great way of sponsoring all of these guys because...
LJ's really close to Texas.
Well, because Seth Glause, Farson, Wyoming. Farson, Wyoming is about 40 miles from a coyote. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere. Absolute nowhere, and I'm just proud of all 3 of these guys. We've talked all week about the young talent in every event, Joe, and so and it is Saturday night, and it's Las Vegas, and they're young, and it's just thank you for coming. If you'll pay them off, L.J. Jenkins, Tyler Willis, Seth Glause.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I'm proud
for
to call
coming
them my
tonight.
buddies. I've enjoyed the week, fellas. Yeah. I'm going to grow up sooner or later.
You want to have a jump? I can't. You want to have a jumping contest?
No.
Thanks, Seth. Good to see you. Thank you very much. They'll take your microphone right out there. Yeah. I don't think there's a politician in the bunch of that three right there, huh?
You know the best thing about that whole little session right there? When you ask L.J. Jenkins that question, he was sincere. And he's right. I mean, if you've ever been out here, the PBR is a great event. But if you ever walk in that building during the PBR and you walk in during the NFR, it's a different feeling. It's more electric. It's louder. It's more involved. I mean, it's a rodeo event that everybody gets into.
Well, all of the events, you know, everybody wears hats and boots, and everybody can find something to enjoy about all of them. But the deal is the bull riders, your career is your basic 10 years if you're pretty lucky, you know, and so you need to be able to have the opportunity to get as much as you can get, as much as your talent will allow you. You know, politicians shouldn't run the financial deal.
Those two
we've all seen here the last few years.
You don't make two finals in 1 year without hustling and paying the price.
The rules are such that you know what they had to do is they had to get the NFR pretty well qualified early. Get all of that done, then qualify for the PBR finals, because if you ride somewhere else, you're out. And you know, I mean, I just think that's wrong, but, you know, they didn't ask us. Yeah.
No. All right, gosh, our time is going quick. I'm so glad that Joe got this young man to come out here with us tonight. He has had a great week here, and we've been trying to get him, and he's here because of Joe. Tie down, Matt Shiozawa is in the house tonight. Matt?
All right, another NFR winner.
Boy.
Damn. He brings gifts.
Are these diet?
Bob Tallman sent me up with these.
All right, when we started this week, Dan, the first night he roped, I said, Matt Shiozawa will win more money this week than he's ever won out here and a chance for a world championship.
And why did you think that?
I watched him when they worked the calves. I watched him practice. He and Cody Old, there was 4 guys I thought. He, Cody Old, Corey Solomon, and honestly, he had a terrible week, but Scott Cormos, they were going at him. Their demeanor was different. He had a cool look on his face. He was practicing. They were getting ready. And I got 14 emails the next night that said, did you happen to look at the money? He doesn't have a chance. But this is the national finals. It pays $18,000 a night, and it's all about from here up who has a chance to win a gold buckle. And it came down to tonight, actually, the 8th round. If things would have been just a little different the last 2 or 3 rounds, Matt Shiozawa would have been in the driver's seat tonight. So for a great national finals and winning the average on 10 head, which is a feather in anybody's hat.
This is the best.
It's the second best buckle you can get.
Well, you know, and you know, and you can argue it. Go ahead. You can argue that, because at every other rodeo we go to, you know, there's some guys entered that you at some point in time will just say they're added money. Yep. But not here. You got to beat the 14 best guys every single day. So I mean, that's like Ali and Lifton being, you know, every week.
He went 106,000 this week roping calves, and I guarantee you, not picking on him or picking on the situation, but if your horse the last 3 rounds does what he does the first 7, you win 160,000 or 50 easy, because he couldn't have won no more than average, but he could have won 30, 40,000 more in the go-rounds, and that would have been a whole different challenge tonight for the gold buckle. But great week, rope great. You know, what did it feel like this week compared to the last time he was here?
You know, my mindset going into this one was totally different. And I came in just confident. We had a totally different game plan. I'd kind of made an odyssey in my roping, an adventure, a trip, and it's funny because I think everybody does that at some point in their career. You start out here and things evolve, and then you kind of realize where you are. But you know, I realized it's all won or lost, scoring or roping. Yep. And you can't win it tying, you can lose it tying, but it's really all in the getting out and getting on them. And I thought, and that's one thing we did. The weather was cold at home when we prepared, so man, we just kept it easy. We breakweight a lot. Yep. We worked on them in the box, and so I was just coming across, getting it on them.
Tie-down roping is it's two things. It's roping breakaway and tying them from the post. And that's how we practice most time. Breakaway roping is when it is the fastest guy to get on the neck's going to win the breakaway. And then if you match tie, like down there, we have a lot of match tie-ins from the post. Put a calf on a rope, put him on the end of the rope, and put your hand on that post, and I've tied for as much as $10,000. And I've tied for as little as $10. And I mean, that's a big deal. It's how fast you go. And all tie-down roping is roping breakaway and then tying them down.
Joe, I know that you've heard me when I'm announcing rodeos. About the first thing I say is the tie-down roping is the hardest event to win at consistently because of all the other moving parts.
And that's like here. Matt this time, I'm telling you, when I watched him tie 7 or 8 calves and break away about 3 the other day. And I just marked him down as one of my picks because he has been. Let me tell you, this guy is so talented. You know, he's so athletic. He's so fast. He's so strong. But he's realized finally that it doesn't matter how fast you get to him. It doesn't matter how fast and how strong you are flanking. If you run that calf to the 50-yard line, some old cripple guy like me is going to come along and catch him half as far and not mess the string up, and I'm going to beat you because of the distance covered. And that's what I thought you did so good out of this week that I haven't seen you do. But that's a whole nother arsenal in your cabinet for your game. Did you and your dad, y'all worked on that? Did you change at the end of the year? Because first of the year I didn't see it.
Yeah, and I guess I could blame it on the Idaho winters. Yeah. But, you know, we had a really nice fall, but it's 45 degrees. You know, it's basically like team rope weather, rope with the gloves on. You know, overall looking at it, I think one more thing to look at for me is, you know, my horsepower. Start of the week was pretty good. We were rocking and rolling there. He was good on it. He's a good little horse. He's still a little green towards the end. Like Joe said.
What happened, Matt? Because that's the question I was going to ask you when Joe said that. How did your horse change, or did he not hold up, or what happened?
You know, I wish I knew, because then we could know how to go about it. But he started rubbing the rope a little bit. I'm going to say around 4 or 5, maybe 6, and then kind of gets to be a bad habit. But I don't want to change too much. Every once in a while, he has a bad habit of getting the rope under the bit. So I got this little different setup that goes up and over his head. The keeper, I heard Joe talking about with Scott Cormos the other day, but it's right there off the tie down. So the idea is just to no way let that get under the bit, because when it does, he runs back and it just kills my go.
You can win more money with not as much pull as you can too much pull. A lot more money. And what got him here is there was a couple times at the end of the week, Matt flanks really strong. So when he hits a calf and flanks him, you got to have enough tension coming from this way to balance your flank. It's like me and Donnie, if we play tug of war. If he keeps coming to me and then jumps back, if he jumps back, I jerk him forward, you know. But if he just stays a tug, I can feel the tug and I can pull him to me. Well, about the 7th round, Matt hit one to flank him, and his horse gave a little bit, so the front end's loose. So all of a sudden, instead of like I talked about a while ago with Cliff Cooper, the calf's close to you, he feels a comfort zone to land, calf feels loose front end, flops on Matt, takes the front leg away, and then everybody says, oh, he misstrung him. Well, stop and look why he misstrung him. That's what happened, you know. And the last 3 rounds, if it would have worked, you know, Matt Shiozawa was maybe over there getting a gold buckle tonight. But you can't expect them every time. They're going to make mistakes. They're horses. And that building is loud, and he hadn't been a lot of places, you know, not like a 15, 16-year-old veteran, and it's loud in there, and it's tight in there, and it gets to kind of working on some of them, and it got him a little bit this week.
I want to take a look at Matt at work here in round 4. This was a 7-3, 1 round 3 and 1 round 4, but let's take a look at round 3 first, guys.
This is the same set of calves that we roped tonight. Man, at this point, I'm still, in my career, this is as good as I've come across, got it on them, and blew it out. I misscooped the legs here to probably be, I'm going to say about 6'7", I'm going to say. Would you think, Joe?
I said that was the first 6-second run, and he missed a leg when he crossed him. But here's the deal. When he gets it on him that fast, that's another thing that makes it hard on a horse. But see, you got to rope him there. Now watch, he turns him around. Okay, when he flanks his calf, see the rope's tight. So the calf feels comfort because he feels the mat. And he lands, and there's no slack. The front end on the calf can't bob up and down because the horse is holding the rope just tight enough. That's all you want. But if he don't catch his calf as quick as he did, when he misses a leg, he doesn't win anything. but he's learned to rope them fast now. And we all know that one guy that wins a lot out here that because he ropes them so fast. Cody Old had no speed demon from the stirrup till his hands are up, but he ropes them in 1-7 to 2 flat to 2-2. Well, if you're 2-2 or 2 flat and you're 5-4 down the rope, which a old crippled guy like me can be, you're 7-4 every time. And that's what Matt changed this year. And I'm telling you, there is nothing that this guy can't win now with him changing his style and with him making this adjustment in this building. How old are you, Matt?
31.
31. You got 8 years, and in 8 years, I'm going to say there's 2 gold buckles in his future.
Pretty darn impressive, I would say. Yeah.
Appreciate that vote of confidence.
Yep. Quickly, guys, I know we have round 4. I just want to, this is the other round that he won. Let's show this and so you can see the 2 different rounds. This is the next night.
Okay, same throw. See that? One swing over the chute, one swing over the calf, and he's got him roped. And see, this is early in the week when the horse is holding the head. He's not moving him, but he's got tension. You know, and it's just as easy right there for Matt. If he gets those goes, the last 3, he wins a gold buckle, but he will come back and do it. But watch. Okay, see how easy that calf hits on the ground? He's not going to kick. He felt contact on the guy the whole time. Matt throws a wrap mahogany on him. The rope's just tight enough. Day money win.
Outstanding. There's a lot more to it than you think. I'll tell you when you're sitting
I mean, he's
there in the
teaching me
stands
how to watch calf roping, and you know, and I'm thinking, well, heck, it's just like watching bull riding. I mean, if you really want to win something, there's things that you look for, and that's.
Hey, Donnie Day and I were talking one day, and I'm going to throw this in there because there's a couple guys here that just look like it to me. We were watching the bull riding one time at Fort Worth, Texas at a pro tour, and he was over there visiting and stuff, and I stand up top with him, and I'd already roped, and we're having a drink watching the bull riding down below. And there was a guy that was winning everything at that time, because this is what you were talking about a while ago. It's not over till it's over. And he rode this bull for 88 or 89 points. And then just as soon as the whistle blew, you could see him just take a deep breath, relax, and they just ragdolled him and whipped him down underneath the bull and stomped on him, you know. And he turned to look at me and he said, if that boy don't learn to get off of bulls and ride him a second longer, he's going to get killed in the arena. And there's a couple boys that this week, and if they don't do the same thing, they've got to ride them another jump or 2 to get off.
Well, what happens is you just can't, you know, when the whistle blows, there's an involuntary flinch, but I mean, you can't let that go because you're not finished. The bull will, you got to let him help you get off. I mean, it's just like getting off on, you know, your calf horse or anything else. But like I say, it ain't over till it's over.
And this ain't over till it's over. Y'all, let's go. I bet next year we don't get to get him on Saturday night.
Yep.
Thanks,
Matt
Brian.
Shiozawa, $106,000 in his pocket, and a lot of cookies here for us. Yeah.
You're going to leave those, aren't you?
Yeah, that's for you.
Thank you
so much for coming. Appreciate that very much. Outstanding, you guys. Outstanding. Joe, let's, gosh, our time is going by quickly, so let's get this gentleman out here, and we're going to dispel rumors when he comes out.
Oh, yeah,
We're going
okay.
to talk about this guy.
I'm happy to hear it. I asked you.
Yep.
I'm like, you can't be doing that.
11 times this man has been here protecting bull riders at the National Finals Rodeo. He's from down under. Darrell Diefenbach is here this evening. Darrell, come on out, sir. Don't shake his right hand.
It's kind of like the bull riders, you know, you start to stick your hand out and then you just pull it back, you know, like you don't know what to touch, you know, because they might scream.
Well, now, wait a minute. You know what not to touch, okay? You know how things are going
We were
right
talking
now.
about shaking hands. Hands.
Darrell, we're so glad you're here this evening, and let's get this put to rest right from the very get-go, because Donnie came in earlier in the week, and the rumor has been going, well, Darrell's going to retire this year. Talk about it.
No, absolutely not. Excuse me, I feel better than I ever have, and I'm sure there's a lot of bullfighters that would like to see me retire, but it ain't happening yet.
You don't quit when you're at the top of your game.
I haven't even reached my prime yet. That's the scary part.
I'm not going to say anything. I mean, you know, I'm pulling for you, but I know that there's a mark out there that you have your eye on. You don't ever talk about it very much, but I know what it is. You want to share it with them about how many times you're going to come back here?
If I could come back another 4 or 5 times, I'd be happy.
Well, Joe Baumgartner was here, 13 times in a row, and then had a year or 2 off, and then was back again. So the total number is 14. You know, so I'm sure that it's 14 in a row. He only has 3 more to go before he's there.
Yeah, I'd like to come back. You know, if I can make 15, that'd be great. And I think it'll last until Dusty gets to 16, because, you know, Dusty, he's a kid that's going to be around a long time, so.
I watched this bull riding all week long, and every single night, y'all did something special. Every single night.
And we have some of it, Darrell, and there was so many things to draw from here. But guys, let's just take a look at Darrell at work here. And as they come up, you guys can talk about it, Donnie and Darrell, but incredible saves in this team of Dusty and Kenny Bergeron and Darrell. Just amazing here.
Yeah, this ball here, I thought I had a good spot. I was in good position, and Kenny kind of got wadded up a little bit, and things didn't turn out the way I planned them to. This deal here was really bad, and it could have been a lot worse.
Spur hung in the rope, Clayton
Savage.
And right there, Darrell figures out what's happened, and so he gets a hold of the tail of that rope. Now, he could cut the rope. I mean, he's packing a knife just like we saw in the tie-down roping, but you have to be careful. You got to know what you're doing.
Exactly, and I did go for my knife. I had one hand on his foot, and I was trying to get my knife out, and I knew I could feel that bull getting away from me, and I didn't want to let him get away from me because then it was just going to be catch-up the whole time. So I decided to forget about the knife and just go hold and get a good hold. And see, I'm reaching for my knife right here, and then I just decided to just go hold and get in there. And when it come loose, I'm surprised you couldn't hear it in the grandstands because it popped. It was in there.
I tell you what, how many of y'all know what a bull rope made out of that poly rope? Anybody, you seen one hanging around? You could put, I don't know how much pressure, but I could pull off, I could pull off at one of the semis with a tractor with the bull rope. It won't break. And I picked up that bull rope because Clayton obviously had to throw it away, but his spur was hung I thought it was in the handle, was what I thought.
And that's why it looked when it first started until we got things lined out a little bit. Then I realized it was actually in the tail of the rope, but the tail was back over the handhold.
Almost like the tie-down rope. But the deal is, his spur was in the ropes. The tail is plaited flat, and the spur rowel went through the plait, but the end of the rope, about that much, flipped over, and it's underneath. And, I mean, it ain't going to come loose. I mean, it has to, and he pulled on it, and the weight of Clayton and the bull stepping on Clayton, that pressure cut that rope. The tail of the rope is about 3 inches wide, and there's 1.5 inches broke away. I mean, it's not cut, it's broken away. And I don't think ever in my career that I've seen that actually happen. So, just a testament of toughness, because, I mean, you were going to stay there till you had to. I mean, the bull would have wound up having to stop.
That's our job, I mean, that's why we're voted to come here. And whether it be the NFR or regular season rodeo, that's our job. Our safety is put aside. It's all about the bull ride, and we have to do whatever we can to make sure that bull ride is safe and gets up and walks out of there.
You know what? And this is my opinion, and I say it every year, and I don't care but they need to hear it. The 3 most underpaid people in the world are teachers, policemen, and bullfighters. Because I'm telling you right now, without them out there, those guys every night with a mediocre bullfighter, Donnie, there's been 2 or 3 guys have been hurt every night.
Yeah, and especially at this NFR, because some of the saves, I mean, I don't get, that. I mean, I'm not easily impressed unless somebody does something that I know most everybody else can't do. And I saw that every night, and that's absolutely correct.
Yeah, I know in the 11 years I've been here, the last couple of years have been the most enjoyable years I've had the finals, and the set of guys that have at the NFR, I think, are the best I've ever seen here.
But the one that you got to talk about, and I saw, I hate to say this now, I'm in the guys' locker room and stuff, and they got riding pants. So after one go round where you save Chandler Bounds, and that's the one I want to see if they have it racked up, where the big high-horn bull gets Chandler and forks him way up in there. Do you have that?
No, because when they sent us the feed, they cut that off on both times.
Well,
I know the one you're talking about.
This big high-horn bull, he gets Chandler, but he's fixing to hurt Chandler bad if he doesn't show him his butt better. And this bull drilled him in the butt, and I'm talking about, I said on TV, I think, he just got driven to perump.
Puts his life on the line.
I mean, it was a direct hit right in the tail, and I'm telling you what, there was no other way to save it. And it did leave a mark on Chandler Bounce too. I mean, he had a bruise.
Well, that bull just, his horns were so long, like when he scooped me up, I think that, you know, there was still, by the time he scooped me up, there's still 2 foot of horns sticking out, and Chandler was just happened to be a foot close, you know what I mean? And it's kind of
I mean, it was wicked. I mean, that was a real shish kebab.
I want to ask one technical question before we let you go, Darrell. When you and Kenny and Dusty go out there, is there ever any kind of a game plan, first in, second in, or just by word of mouth, or just reaction? Because I've been asked that before.
Just experience. I think, you know, we're here because we're good at what we do. And we go out there, we just read off each other and just act off our experience. There's always 2 guys in, and the 3rd guy, he'll just kind of go wide, and just kind of, you just want to read it. Every situation's
That's
different.
bull sense. You learn.
Absolutely.
I mean, and you can't read this, and you can't go to the batting cage. This is what's different about rodeo. I mean, you know, if you want to learn how to bat, there's a batting cage and a batting coach, and you hit ball after ball after ball. You want to be a tight end like Super Bowl winner Russ Francis. You know, they make you run. They make you run these patterns and throw the ball time and time and time again. Well, when you're practicing bullfighting, you got to stand there in front of that son of a gun and let him come to you. And that's the only way to learn, because if you take the fear out of it, bullfighting or bull riding, it's not that big a deal.
And I've always said that's what, to me, in my opinion, that's what it will make a great bullfighter. If you can position yourself between the bull and the bull rider and know that you're going to get it, and just stand there and take whatever that bull gives you as hard as he hits you, that's when I think that's when you're a bullfighter. Because a lot of guys will hold their spot, and then when it gets tight, and they'll leave.
And that's the reason that I'm not a bullfighter. I'll be on the fence hollering, "Get up!
Run, run, run!"
You came over here in 1994, I think, from Australia somewhere?
98.
98, and came over here. And what I want to say is, two years ago, Don...
He's a dual citizen.
Yes.
I didn't know how you did that.
Citizen of both countries?
Yeah. Lawyer and a lot of money, that's all it takes.
But what I want to ask you, remember 2 years ago we were up in Cody, and you had a severe eye injury, and you looked great. Were there any lasting residual effects of that?
My eyes, my pupil stays dilated, so I'm sensitive to sunlight. My eye last year after the finals, it was really bad. It wasn't open very much. So I went back to the doctor, and I actually had to have a new eye socket put in. The eye socket that he put in when he rebuilt my face, it had collapsed. So in February, I had a new eye socket put in, and it cleaned things up a lot. And it feels 100% compared to what it did.
And is it titanium? What did they build that eye socket out of?
The bottom and the back's all metal, and then the part on the inside of my eye is plastic.
Yeah.
Well, hey, wait just a minute. If you see his wife, his eyesight is plenty good.
It's pretty darn good right over
she's
here.
Standing, she's sitting right over there.
She did do good for herself, didn't she?
Yeah.
I'm not touching that.
We're thankful for the job you do. It is invaluable, saving people's lives. Yeah. Who protects the protector? These guys. Darrell Diefenbach. Thank you so much for coming. Darrell Diefenbach, outstanding. I don't know if our buddies are back there or not tonight.
After this, you would know, because this is their statistics night.
Yeah. Are Bob and Boyd back there this evening? Greg? Tell me in my ear, because we're running on our time right here.
Yeah, they are here.
They are back there. Gentlemen, come on out here. This is Bob Tallman, Boyd Polhamus, the voices of the National
Come on out
Rodeo.
here. Hey, Boyd.
You need to sit your butt down, because Boyd was right.
Boyd.
Last night...
Wait a minute. I just
Let the little guy
you,
talk first. He's got a
just
complex.
want you-
Go ahead, Napoleon.
You've been trying to pay this damn thing off for 3 days. Now pay it off, would you?
Hey,
right now.
Hey, now listen. If you'd have listened to me last night and quit going, but there's one more round left. There's one
You
more.
sound like
I
my
told
daddy.
you every person that was going to win first, but you were too busy rattling your little knocked up head. You could have went to the gaming box and won every one. Sit down right here. Come here, short stuff. Let's talk.
Bobby.
Come here. Last night, Dan Miller said, okay, what do the numbers look like? I said, well, if you pay it off tonight. Oh, that gets Donnie's butthole so tight you couldn't drive a pin up it with a jackhammer. But there's a round left. I said, it doesn't matter. It can give you an idea of what you're looking for. So Dan says, how's it going to go? I said, well, if you paid it off now, there's only 2 guys mathematically involved in the bareback ride in Casey Field. That was a no-brainer, okay? Then we went,
take a nap if you want
pump
to.
the brake there. Mute his mic. Y'all been listening to him for a long time. This is 10 nights in a row. Thank you. Get you a drink. Okay. So then we went to the steer wrestling. I went, hey, it's Luke Branquino's to lose, but it's pretty tight in that average. Who won the world in the steer wrestling?
Luke Branquino.
That Boyd Gaming guy, Luke Branquino.
Yeah, just like I told you last night, but you were like, no, there's still a round left. No, wait, I can't get that high. No, there's still a round left. Okay, then.
Boyd was right. Okay.
Then we went to the team rope, and I said, I'm telling you, turtle and jet. Then I slapped Trevor in the leg. I said, hey, you got a long shot at it. Remember, Trevor was sitting right where you are, and he was a lot taller, a lot better looking, a lot thinner. Okay.
Have you thought about decaf?
Twice as many gold buckles as you got. He's got a 16X next to his name. Okay, then we went to the bronc ride, and I said, oh, it's Taos Muncie, but watch Jesse Wright. And who won the bronc ride in Taos Muncie? Okay. Then I went to the tie-down rope, and I said, tough Cooper, but if there's a guy that can catch him, it's Matt Shiozawa. Who'd you just have on stage? Matt Shiozawa. What did he tell you? How many world championships the guy's going to win in the next few years? Okay, 2. So you don't want to listen to me, listen to the big guy that's even bigger than me. All right, then we go to the barrel racing, and the barrel racing, I said, look, I mean, there's only 2 events that are really solid right now, and that means these 2 are really
This can't be caffeine. We're going to drug test him.
It's all right. I'd pull a hair off of you, but you don't have none left. So anyway, seriously, look at this, folks. I mean, so then we go to the barrel racing, and when Danny asked me about the barrel racing, I was like, look, the bareback riding and the barrel racing are the 2 events that are pretty much locked out. They're the tightest. And then we went to the bull ride, and I said, J-Dub's got to ride, because if he doesn't, Shane, it's pretty much Shane's, even if Shane bucks off. J.W. bucked off, Shane bucked off. Who won the world in bull riding? See, and you're over here not listening, Donnie. Your wife, Terry, tells me you don't listen.
You believe her now, don't you?
And I believe her now. Now, you can have your microphone back. I'm done.
How about
Nothing to say from Donnie Gay.
No, I mean, you were right, but...
Say that again a little louder.
Boyd, you were right.
I get that a lot. You know that?
No, you might as well just leave.
But you still, where you were wrong is you didn't pay it off the 8th round or the 9th round.
I know.
You finally paid this sucker off.
This is where you were a little bit right, just like you're a little bit tall.
Will you help?
Okay, this is where you were a little bit right, just like you're a little bit tall. Because in the 8th round, we were talking about how solid Cody O was sitting until he went out, or the 7th round, and we were paying it out, and it was like $65. It was close going into round 8, and that's where you first threw your little fit about 2 rounds being left, and you were 100% right about that. So that was one event that you were right on. One event. Anyway.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
You know who won everything?
The guys with the most money. Tell them about Tom, Dick, and Harry.
No, I don't think so.
I dare you. How many of y'all want to hear Bob tell Donnie about Tom, Dick, and Harry?
No, I'll tell him after the show.
I don't think I want to know.
Yeah, we better wait. Go ahead, say what you were going to say, not about Tom, Dick, and Harry. Yeah.
You guys are the fastest time and the highest scores.
That's right. They won. And Boyd did call it last night. Every one of them right on the money there.
He was right.
They do this every week. Every week. Guys with the highest scores, fastest times. Girls with the fastest times. Are females allowed to participate in any WNFR
Oh, we have a question that's come up here.
if they qualify in the top 15? No. Why? Same reason that they cremate all barrel racers in 2012. They have a new law in the WPR.
They do.
They cremate them all because there ain't no ground good enough to bury them some bucks.
I told that to Sherry Servey. On stage, I said that to Sherry Servey, and she's told me off her
That
Christmas
just lets
card.
you know that he will say anything.
Yeah, I'm sure glad I'm so much better, mild-mannered and totally mannered.
Kill a monkey lately?
I'd like to kick one of them little suckers.
I tell you what, part of the reason that we enjoy the NFR as much as we do is because of the way that they announce, keep you informed.
I agree.
Whenever there's something happens, they make it to where you don't want to get up and go to the concession stand. I mean, you guys have done a really good job for a long, long time. But there's a reason that y'all been here so many times, and you should be here many more times. They're supposed to have the best at the NFR, and y'all
They're
are.
the best.
Hey, and
They're
I'm
the
going to tell
best.
you, if you're a competitor and you're backing in here trying to win 100,000 and make your year right here, there's not two better guys in the world to pump you up, to make you feel confident, to make you want to nod your head on either end of the arena, because I've done it with these guys and other people. These are the two best in the business to bring out your best in you. And these are the national finals always announcers.
Absolutely. And what we're going to do here, and what I wanted to tell Bob and Boyd when Cody Ohl was here the other night, my question to Cody was, I understand you getting pumped up here, but when you're in, somewhere in the middle of Arkansas and it's a slack and all that, and he said, this is it. But Cody Ohl complimented you both. He said, when I come here, and he said, I could rope a mountain lion when I'm here.
Can I tell you the other side of it, though, just so you all know? This week, we've been told you're bragging too much on Frontier Rodeo. You're pumping Cody Ohl up too much. Don't say South Dakota is South Dakota. Okay, can't do that anymore.
Stop, whoa, right there, whoa, Boyd.
Wait a minute, Frontier Rodeo.
Frontier's got two horses of the year.
I know, I'm just telling you. They had four out in a row the other night. But listen, I'm just telling you about the critiques we get. So this is important.
But I didn't tell them that we won bareback horse of the NFR, too.
Yeah, they won bareback horse of the NFR like they did last year. But that's beside the point. What I want you to know is we realized it was the toughest thing I ever realized as a rodeo announcer, because when I first got started, I wanted everybody. I think all of us want to be liked, and we all want to do a good job and want people to enjoy the work we do. But there's a tough, Donnie gets this a lot where people don't like the stuff that he does. Anyway, but seriously, one of the things y'all don't know is the channels that come to us and constantly critiquing what it is we choose to share with the audience at a certain time that we choose to share it. Frontier had 4 bucking horses out in a row the other night, and look, and they've got the bucking horse of the year in the bareback riding, the bucking horse of the year in the saddle bronc riding, and so look, they won a round on a bull that was out the other night, and I work 1 rodeo or 2 rodeos a year for Frontier. I wasn't trying to get a job. I was trying to tell the people what they're doing. And if I say South Dakota, it's just to lighten things up a little bit, because I'll pick on the Cajuns and say Thibodeau and Boudreaux, or I'll say Texans never get anything done because they're always fixing to do something, and I'll say Canada A, and it's not just it's just to have fun. But what I want you all to understand is, while you think that we're just standing up there having a good time, jacking around like we do here, and I think this is the rapport that this is a family of people. I love every person sitting on this stage. I mean it. I love them.
I feel better.
Yeah. Well. Some of them I love a little less than others.
Yeah.
But I do love them all. But there is this rapport in this family that exists on this stage, and I think that's some of the things that you all come here for, is that when Trevor Brazile sits next to Joe Beaver, it's not just 2 world champion Cowboys talking, it's 2 brothers or 2 friends. But I just want you to know that as Bobby T and I go through this little war, and we got here the day after Thanksgiving, okay? We flew out here before to practice, to look at video screens, practice announcing the rodeo.
As if y'all need practice out here.
Well, it doesn't hurt. If they're going to have us do it in a certain way, it doesn't hurt. You practice too. I don't care how many gold buckles you got. You practice to make yourself better. I'm not against the practice.
In this pen.
Right. The point that I'm making is that to have you guys share those compliments with us means the world, because we often hear the things that people didn't like that we said.
I can't wait until the critiques come in, and what are they going to do? I mean, so do they say, stop bragging on Trevor Brazile so much?
No.
The guy's a 16-time.
No, I understand what you're saying.
I got that 2 years ago.
Made this rodeo so many times in that event. You're just
say
keeping him
nothing.
up.
Look, on Cody Ohl, if you say nothing, and the minute he rides in the box, you listen to Thomas and Matt.
Sure.
Because they know something electric's fixing to happen. Good or
Benji
bad.
Benji
He might
plays the
miss the
team.
last 2 in the 9th and 10th round. But you know what? Something good or bad is going to happen, because Cody Ohl's going for first. Okay? But at the same time, you take Bobby Moat. What was the story that unfolded with Bobby Moat? 5 rounds. The 4-time and reigning world champion had won 0. Well, guess what? We weren't exactly milking the guts out of Bobby Moat. But in rounds 6, 7, and 8, this guy wins $50,000 and moves to the 2nd spot in the average. You know who was the number 2 money winner at the National Finals Rodeo in the bareback riding? Bobby Moat, the only guy to go over only guy other than Casey Field to go over 100,000. But no one ever jumped on me and I can't say jumped on, they just critiqued. In a polite way, it was polite. I'm not saying they spun us around and went, you two no good announcing son of a bucks. They just said, hey, critiquing, you know. But I just want you to know we don't go without critique here. And to have everybody pay us compliments like you have tonight means a lot to me and Bobby, because the money the banker or Obama will take, okay? You know, one or the other is going to get it. But those compliments is what you can't take them away, and that's what makes life on the front porch really good when you get home.
Well, and let me just say this, Bob, because nobody knows that better than Donnie and I. And I want to tell you, when Donnie and I, at the end of we were the last ones out the door on the Nashville network, Donnie Gay and I. And so the girl that was put in charge hated Donnie Gay. And this, no, wait. Let me say this.
This is funny.
Let me say this.
Can I give you a more indignant look?
I mean, because, and I told you the other night, Donnie and they're the best at what they do. So this girl was in this meeting, and they were trying to get rid of Donnie. And we said, what is it you don't like about Donnie? They said, he's just too darn cowboy. And I said, this is a rodeo. This is a rodeo series. But that...
Well, the thing that might have actually made her mad is she said, I don't like the way y'all film the bull riding. She said, I can't get the shot I want in 8 seconds. Can they ride a minute?
That's right. Now, that's a true story.
That pissed me off, and so
she gotta be kidding.
That's a true story.
And so, I mean, I think... I don't know how these people get these executive jobs and make all these hundreds of thousands of dollars. She said, and this is in the same breath, and she goes, and we need to make it a little more dangerous. How can we make it more dangerous? I said, you ride one.
Yeah. Hey.
It cost me a job, but you know what? I didn't care. I was right.
I love you for it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Anyway, so the kind words and your applause means a lot to Bobby T and I. That's
what I want to say. This and Bob and Boyd, this is our 50th installment of National Finals tonight. And so as we look back over this week, we've put together a little. And I haven't seen this yet, but guys, let's just show our highlight of this week here for this National Finals rodeo. Then we'll give away a lot of prizes. So, Jason, if you have that up,
Good evening and welcome to National Finals tonight. And now, here's your host, Mr. Dan Miller.
And we couldn't do it without this next guy coming out here. And I'm saying that because he told me to say that. This is 8-time world champion bull rider, Donnie, the best ever. And boy, does Donnie look good in pink. Mr. Donnie Gay right here with you. Donnie.
All right. This is so hard on me mentally. I mean, with my last name wearing pink is really difficult.
So every time at their house that they change shower curtains, Donnie gets a vest. 8-time world champion as well, and I'm proud to call him a friend. Mr. Joe Beaver is here tonight. Joseph. Yeah!
There needs to be a big sign that says the Gay Beaver Show.
Yeah, the 100. They need more.
Donnie's water broke. All right, let's... He is an unbelievable artist, just a gifted artist.
When they're bragging on you, they're fattening you up for the kill. Watch it.
In the team roping, you bet. They finally showed up. Trevor Brazil, he's my buddy, but I asked him the other night, what the hell are you doing? You're just catching. All right, Donnie says it best. It's real hard to look cool, but you got to steer by the tail. This guy and Cody O are 47 and 51, y'all, in one event. That's just stupid.
That's what I call it, too.
You can lose your job commentating on an event if you talk about the ground here. Trust me.
I tell actors all the time, they say, oh, I got to do this movie, I got to do that movie. I said, until you rode a bull, you ain't done nothing.
The best rock and roll band in the world comes from Texas, and there are 3 little guys called
ZZ Top.
You got it, Bubba.
Yeah, I got it on my iPhone. You threw on your first AARP bowling ball yesterday.
I called it assisted living bowling.
Dang sure was.
There's 4 guys riding 2 horses that have won a ton of money, and it's because they bulldog good and they're smart enough to do what?
Tie your horse to the fence and get on a better one. I mean, seriously.
I ain't done. Bull rider, it's okay. See, you're the same height laying down. I told you a minute ago.
This is going
Bob Tallman would be really proud of that answer. 5 minutes for 3 seconds.
Hey.
Oh, Donnie Gay, National Finals night. Easy, buddy. You're only this tall. Okay.
And I said, well, I'm the world champion bull rider. He said, really?
He said it took you a hell of a lot longer to win this than I thought it was going to. I think that meant way to go, son. I'm proud of you. I think that's what it meant.
He said, no, I got a rope and pin, and I'm entered at Pecos, and by the time Cheyenne rolls around, I'm going to have him caught, damn it. Bye. And he just hung up.
So let me say it slower so a bull rider will get it, okay? Okay.
We're kind of interested in what happened right here.
He started tickling my neck. Kind of got excited, but...
There are sheep running all over the place. The dog's going crazy. My horse is having him a fit. Jimmy Anderson is using obscenities that I knew what he was talking about. So, the people think it's an act, and they are going nuts. I am trying to gather this horse up, and I guarantee what that white saddle was blistering my butt.
We hope you had a good time tonight. Thank you so much for coming to National Finals tonight. We
Enjoy the NFR experience.
Thank you. A hand for all of these guys up here.
Thank you. We got some prizes to give away. We run a little bit long, but you know what? They're going to keep the lights on in the Gold Coast a long time.
We've got some prizes to give away, and let us quickly tell you, we have great prizes to give away, and we would be nothing without our sponsors here. Jackie, do we have people here from Pepsi tonight as well that you said that are with us? Okay, they're up at the Buck and Ball. Here's the ground rules for the prizes. One prize per person. You must be present to win. We go quickly.
You all right there? Hold up, Dan. Hold up, the glasses are hung.
Oh, Donnie's got his glasses. All right. First thing that we're giving away, we have 2 Boot Barn gift certificates.
I was getting my knife out.
Read one of them there, Donnie. Oh, now he needs a thing.
Hold on.
There we go.
Okay. All right, Odie. You need some penmanship lessons. Odie.
From Gilbert, Arizona.
How many Odies are there in here? Come on up here.
Odie. Yeah.
All right, Boot Barn certificate for you.
All right, we got another one for... Here, you go ahead and announce this one. Suzanne Cook.
Suzanne, are you here?
Cook. Oh, yeah.
Wave to us. Yep, right over here. We have a couple of Wrangler gift cards. Here's the first one going out to Cody Goodman from Glendale, Arizona. Are you here? Coming right back here. We've got one more of those, Donnie. Here, this is for this Wrangler gift card.
All right, for the Wrangler gift card, so that'll be Marilyn Perrin, Amarillo, Texas. Marilyn, are you here? Yeah, here she comes, Dan.
Okay, here you go, Cody. This is for you. And this is over here. We have a couple of Justin Boot certificates to give away. Joe, the first one.
Teresa Johnson. Teresa Johnson.
She hit right over there.
Utah.
Another one, Donnie, for the Justin Boots.
Brenda Colson. Brenda, you here? There she comes, right here. Okay. Drawing good. Okay.
Yep, we have 2 gift certificates. This is for a hat gift certificate, $250 off J.W. Brooks hat. Joe?
Julene Crumley.
Are you here?
Indiana.
Right
in the
here
back.
she comes.
In the back. All
right there. One more of those, Donnie.
Butch Graham, Fresno, California.
All right, we have a book here, Heroes. Let me hold this up, Joe. Heroes of the Stage, this book right here. Who's that going to go to, Joe?
Butch Dorka.
Butch, is that right? Did we get that?
Is that Terry Dorka in there?
Where are they from?
Doka.
He's coming right back here. Right back
Terry
here.
Doka
Outstanding. All right, Donnie, what do we have?
I got the Montana Silversmith buckle.
Boy, that's a nice buckle.
Okay,
Montana
Dixie, and I can't read the last name. It's like Dixie Rawling, Lander, Wyoming. Dixie, are you in here from Lander?
Yep, right here.
All right,
This is
come on
for you,
down.
Dixie. Come on up here. This Montana Silversmith buckle is for you. And the next thing that we have is the vest, I'm guessing. We love these vests from the Gold Coast.
Yeah, they're the
Gaming.
most recognizable vest on the strip right now.
Joe?
For the vest, Mike Gorman, Oklahoma.
Here you go, Mike, right over here. Mike, I'm going to lay this on the stage right here if you'll grab that. We've got a luggage bag that we all have, and it's...
I've been filling mine up. Yeah, these are good. Got a roller on the bottom, and they're cool.
Gerald Kizzle from Canada, Saskatchewan.
Here he comes
Coming
right here.
back here.
All right.
And then we have this guitar that Boyd has. This Fender guitar has been signed by George Strait, and it's a beautiful guitar. So thank you, sir.
Last one for the year. How you feeling, Lucky?
All right. How about Marty Summers, Filer, Idaho? Are you here, Marty? Is he coming? Marty, that's you? All right.
All the way in the back. Come down front here. We have a designer case for you as well. We do want to tell all of you,
Thanks,
you know what
Boyd.
I want to say first of all to you? It takes an army of people to put this show on here. And all the guys on camera, and we have guys in the back and Greg and the staff here at the Gold Coast. Give all of them a hand, will you? I am so thankful for all of these guys. They couldn't do it without them. Listen, the bucking ball is going on upstairs, and Gary LeFew is keeping things going. Right there's Gary LeFew.
Extraordinaire. World champion bull rider Gary LeFew. And it is the legendary bucking ball.
Yes, and it is hopping, so you better get up there. They've got some special stars from Nashville joining the Ace and Hole Band tonight, so it is going to be better than it's ever been.
Outstanding.
We got them hired for 2 more years, so it don't get no better than that.
Donnie and Joe are going to be right down here
That's
signing pictures. If you would like to get autographed pictures or pictures with them, they will do that for you right in front. Thank you so much for coming.
y'all.
We'll see you next year here on National Finals tonight. Special thanks to Boyd Gaming for making it all possible. Daniel, thank you.
Thank you for watching and attending the show. We hope you enjoyed this presentation of National Finals Tonight at the Gold Coast, where all the Cowboys go after the rodeo. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, same time, same place. This has been a presentation of Boyd Gaming. The fun isn't over yet. We invite you to head upstairs for Gary LeFew's legendary Buck and Ball. Live music with members of George Strait's Ace in the Hole Band. Dancing, beer and drink specials, a mechanical bull, and best of all, no cover charge. We're gonna party till the cows come home at the Buck and Ball.